Welcome back on the Bud Light Postgame Show, talking with head coach Jim Yarbrough. And coach, congratulations on the win, a much needed win as you snap a 4-game skid, but it's the time of year, more importantly, than just snapping the skid, is the final week of the regular season.
Yeah, no question. And, it just feels good to be back home. It feels good. We're only 12 games here in this building. This is our 11th home game of the year. It's amazing. We spent 7 of our last 9 on the road, and it's just brutal. But, it's great to get back, but more importantly, a great crowd, a nice attended game and a nice promotion. And our football guys made it probably the greatest atmosphere of the year for us, and our fellas really fed off the energy a little bit. I'm still a little concerned that we're almost a little too hyper at times. I love the energy, but we were awfully generous giving away 6-point leads several times. And then finally getting the working margin, making a couple of big stops, coming down and getting a couple scores. And once we got up to 9 or 10 points, then we just kind of killed the clock. But we scored at the end of possessions. And as you said, big to, we have some goals. We have 3 phases of this season. And phase 1 was the non-conference schedule. It was very difficult on us. Obviously, we have the 3rd toughest schedule in the country in the recent rating. There's a guy who does that. And we have, I think Oakland and Long Beach State are the 2 ahead of us. Pretty remarkable. And then you got to get past that mentally and get into conference race time. And with the exception of maybe a couple of weeks, I think we've done the conference race really well. And now we're 1 step away from 10 wins in conference play, double-digit wins. That hasn't been done very many times around here. And a chance to legitimately, no ties, 4th place outright. And we've said from the beginning we thought we were one of the top 4 teams in the league. Little did I know how good Northwestern State or Stephen F. Austin were going to be. I think we assumed Oral Roberts. But to grab the 4th spot, to get a bye, to finish on a win, to get double-digit wins, there have been some really nice highlights in January and February and now March in conference play. So tonight was a big step against a team that you knew could come in here and get you. They just beat Oral Roberts 1 week ago tonight.
Well, Coach, big night for Roe Johnson, Brandon Fortenberry. They continue to climb up the all-time list. Both of these guys seniors. You've got one more home game with them, and then whatever you can put together in the Southland Conference tournament and beyond. What have they meant to this program?
You're talking about, at the very least, 9 years of experience. It's Roosevelt Johnson's a local talent that came here, and we worked very hard to try to get that Louisiana player who can come here. And he's a guy who really wasn't a, quote, typical basketball player. He's just a really talented athlete who we've tried very hard to watch him grow on and off the court. He's on track to graduate on time, and he's one of the best rebounders in the history of the school. We'll miss his talent very, very much. Brandon Fortenberry, really only 7 games or so, 6 or 7 games last year. 5th-year senior, already has his degree, graduated on time, is working on a 2nd major, and just one of the all-time best young men you'll ever be around, ever. Great family, and I get one more shot at this thing with him, and hopefully his personality and his game are flowering and blossoming a little bit, and you can see how he can take over a game, and if he can get contributions from other players like Rowe or Dre or Jeff Ricard on a given night, or Todd Nelson off the bench, Ochi doing his thing, we're a fairly complete team. It's good to see us score some points. I was a little concerned defensively, but they're a team that attacks very, very well. But, it's amazing. I've tried very hard not to concentrate too much on the last days with them, because you can kind of get yourself in some kind of a funky place. I just want to enjoy the moment. I want them to live in the moment, and when the days are done to practice with them and develop them, well, then it'll be, and we'll move to the next phase. But we got to walk through tomorrow. We got a film session tomorrow. We've got a game on Saturday. We have some practices before we go to Katy, and a chance from last year to this year to double up our win total in conference play. That's fairly significant, and certainly would have liked to have gotten a few more games and that sort of thing. But you can't lament those losses. You just have to keep developing what you've got, and I still think there's some good basketball ahead for this team. I think we can make one more push here going into Katy, but we'll try to live in the moment and know that Lamar can come in here and beat us. They pushed us very hard last time. We're going to have to be very diligent, and won't be a piece of cake at all. We're going to have to really get down and guard and get to know them as quickly as possible the next 42 hours.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win, and I'll let you get back to work. You got one more here at home to wrap up before you can head to the tournament.
We had some nice crowd and some nice recruits. We'll say hello to some people that are here visiting, and then home for video.
All right. Southeastern